What's up, guys? Josh Vogel here, and today I'm going to talk on the topic of something different than powerlifting, and that's actually the topic of fat acceptance. My cat is here, and she is biting on me and wants me to pet her. So, to begin, fat acceptance is something that shouldn't be acceptable. Now, I don't care if you're overweight, or actually, I should start off and say, when I'm talking about fat, I don't just mean someone who has a slight gut or someone who's just slightly overweight. When I refer to fat, I'm talking about people who are obese, and people who take up 2 seats on an airplane because of how obese they are. That's what I'm talking about when I refer to the word fat. So that's just kind of for reference as I go through this video, just something to think about in the back of your head. But when it comes to fat acceptance, it's really funny how our society actually works on that. We see fat people, and it is somehow not okay to tell them that, hey, you're overweight, you should lose weight. If you were to say that in today's society, you would get criticized for it and called hateful, possibly somehow racist in there as well, and just that it's unacceptable for you to talk to people like that. But really, you're doing people a favor by saying that. A lot of people who are in these positions of severe overweightness and obesity don't actually realize how bad of shape they are actually in. We're talking about people who can't even go up a flight of stairs, who can't walk through a grocery store without needing some assistance, and just the overall health aspects of that, it's not healthy. And now we run ads on TV saying that, oh, if you smoke, you're going to get cancer, and we have all these people on the anti-cigarette commercials showing lung cancer and open heart surgeries and all that, saying this is what happens if you smoke. But God forbid if you put someone overweight on TV and say this is what you look like if you eat too much and don't exercise. The world would flip, because it's actually becoming okay in our society to normalize the obese culture. And with all the health risks associated with this, especially with childhood obesity being as high as it is, this is something we actually should take very, very seriously. And it's something I personally do. I've done a lot of research on this, and it's crazy because I'm looking at a study right here. That's why I keep looking off on the camera. There's a medical journal called Fat Studies, and it's the furthest thing away from science as possible. It's literally just some cultural Marxists who put some bullcrap in a journal and call it science. But the article, or the title of the study is, "There's always stomach on the table, and then I got it right. Physical space and learning in fat college women." I'll just read you the abstract. The abstract says, "Dominant obesity discourse research shows a strong correlation between fatness and poor academic outcomes among fat female learners at the post-secondary level. Little attention has been paid, however, to understanding the experiences of fat female learners from their own perspective. Interviews with 13 undergraduate women suggest that fat college women students experience the interactions of their fat bodies with the physical learning environment negatively. Classroom design and furniture contributes to fat women learners experiencing themselves as judged, devalued bodies, and incapable learners." So pretty much the fact that your desk is too small for your stomach makes women uncomfortable, or these college women that they interviewed, uncomfortable and like they can't learn the same. So what this is actually suggesting is, no, it's cool that you're overweight. It's cool that, you got this stomach hanging over your desk and you can't write because there's not enough space on it. Let's actually change that to make it better for you, rather than you change yourself to be healthier and better for your own self. With heart disease being the #1 killer in the United States and obesity as high as it is, and there is a very strong correlation between obesity and heart disease, why don't you do something about that rather than bitching and wanting people to coddle you and get you a larger desk for you can write on? There's tons of free information on the internet. Literally just Google how to lose weight, and it's that simple. You can get started right then. You don't even need a gym membership. Say you can't afford it. Just start walking. If you walk for 5 minutes today, tomorrow walk for 6 minutes. Then the next day 7 minutes, and then up, and up. Start with what you can and keep trying to progress that. But we don't encourage that anymore. That's not how things work, because that's deemed as offensive and as you're just putting somebody down. And that's complete bogus. You can see my cat's playing on her thing back there. She's ran off right now. But it's sad. I mean, we have people who are anorexic, and you would never tell an anorexic person, "Hey, it's cool you're anorexic. You're healthy as well. It's cool. Just keep doing what you're doing." Or a bulimic. You don't tell a bulimic, "Hey, I know you got this issue, but I'm pretty sure you're healthy." Well, all the doctors are going to say, "Yeah, you're healthy." That's not the case. We know that anorexia is not good for you. We know that bulimia is not good for you. But when it comes to obesity, for whatever reason, we deem that as, yo, it's cool, man. I'm sure you can be healthy and be obese, but that's the furthest thing from what all the research and scientific evidence shows. And there's these things like fat studies and these journals that are trying to deem this as oppressive, and that all the scientists in these are just really trying to put down fat people, when I'm pretty sure the American Heart Association isn't doing so. I'm sure they do not care about oppressing fat people. They're just trying to figure out, hey, why is heart disease on the rise? Hey, why are people dying at young ages? Hey, why is childhood obesity or why is childhood obesity increasing? Why are all these kids having problems when they're reaching adulthood who were prior being obese children? I'm pretty sure that's what they're more interested in, rather than just being oppressive people. And it's crazy that there's actually things like this out there who are promoting this obese culture, but yet you would never see anything promoting anorexia or bulimia, or you don't see people making pro-smoking ads. Why? Because all the literature says it's bad, it's not good, do not do that, it's unhealthy. But for whatever reason, we can disregard all the research on obesity and deem it as healthy just because we want to feel better about ourselves or make other people feel better. And it's sad, because, I mean, obesity is driving up healthcare costs. It's causing people to die young. It's making people feel bad about themselves, which, yeah, you should love yourself for how you look. But when you can't stop eating and you don't exercise and you can't move or do things correctly and you can't walk around Disney because you're so overweight and unhealthy, yeah, you know, it's actually time for a change. There's no excuse for that. Um, and we shouldn't encourage that type of behavior in our society. So that's kind of where I'm going to leave that today. I will dive into this deeper on another day and go through more stuff that I have found on this topic. And it's honestly mind-blowing that there's these types of things out there. So thanks, guys, for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe. And if you are interested in coaching, programming, that type of stuff, please feel free to check out my website. The link is down in the description box. Thanks, guys.